Okay, guys, before I go, few things I just want to confirm. You deserve to be here only on a condition. You opted to become chartered accountant. Clear? Department is damn serious about that the seat what you have deserved serve the purpose and you should become chartered accountant. Okay? Without any proper reason, please don't be absent. And if you are absent back to back for 2 days without any reason, guys, precisely in my class, face me. If I didn't find any justified reasons, guys, then we may call your parents also because it's a responsibility. I hope you are understanding. Look, मुझे भाषण देना ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं लगता लेकिन एक बात समझिए एक छोटी सी गलती करियर बर्बाद कर देगी एंड ये जो एज है ना हमारी खास करके आपकी हम तो ये एज पार कर चुके हैं बेटा आई वुड कॉल दिस एज इज अ रिबेलियन एज एंड लॉट ऑफ डिस्ट्रैक्शंस शायद फर्स्ट डे में मैंने ये कहा था तो अवॉइड कीजिए उसको हो सके तो सो जिन लोगों के भी नाम मैंने लिए हैं please tell them I will ensure one of the students from this like who would be the CR for this September 24 batch. BCom CRs, those people would be different. This CR would be different, like you need to communicate to class anyhow and just convey this message to them कि ये meeting है उनकी उनको आना है. Am I clear, better? Fine. So today is the 8th September, sorry, 8th July 2024 and now we are moving ahead.
On Saturday you can leave so that the document is not. So that's why I was feeling very so sorry for just
No, not like you, but it's just me discussing it.
okay sir.
Okay, guys, now already time is there. तो अब शुरू करें बेटा the story what we started with. Yesterday we tried to learn the passing of ownership for the specific goods, and by that we just try to learn there are a lot of uncertainties in day-to-day life, and law helps us to solve few things. Today we are going to learn now the transfer of property in case of unasserted goods. Unasserted goods.
Section 22
हो गया बेटा मैंने बोल दिया था section 22 if something is pending to be done on the goods like complete that first condition number 1 and buyer has notice that वही तो करवा दो contract should be like contract price should be determined and buyer must have noticed thereof. That's all. Okay guys, so on certain goods now that's what we are learning. Let's take the example in the case here. Suppose guys my wife told that Chirag, let's get some toys for the daughter now. She's just around 8 years. Let's get some toys. Now, since 7 in the morning till 5:30, 6 o'clock, still we have a lot of meetings, so we just go to home around 7, 7:30. So after a lot of duties, like I don't find that much time. In fact, even after 7:30, I need to meet with a lot of clients and a lot of other researchers, both cheese. So what did I do like before? I just reaching to the college, I called one of my friends in the morning itself. That let's say his name is Sharon. I told Sharon that in evening I will come to your shop, but meantime you please arrange the toys worth of rupees 50,000 for my daughter. Sharon is running the toy shop. Sharon is running what? Toy shop. Please arrange this much toys. He said, okay, I will do. Guys, please try to understand on the phone call. I try to give that order. So contract is made. I will pay 50,000. He has to supply me the toys. But still, what kinds of goods are involved if I ask? I said, I want 50,000 rupees toys, but what toys, which kinds of toys, soft toys, hard toys, like mind game toys, nothing is specified. not identified yet. So nature of the goods what are involved in this example is nothing but what? Unascertained, my dear students. So in this example, we need to learn that when the ownership gets transferred and what are the rules, right? So at evening, I plan to go there, but before that, what will happen? Mr. Sharan, who is my friend, toy shop owner, based on my instruction, will first of all select the goods. Please try to understand. Select the good like from here, there, and all that. Because I told him I don't have time. You select. I will just see whether it's suitable or not. If I don't like something, I will put it out. If I like something, I will try to add in. That's all. Right. So Sharon, based on my instructions, started taking all the goods and try to put in one pile like अच्छा ये toy चलेगा ये toy एक पूरा pile बना दिया. Before I could turn up to the shop, like Sunil sir went to the shop. He was in damn hurry. He was a bit confused here. I also want the toys, but oh God, I don't have time to pick up. But suddenly, when he entered into the shop, what did he find? Sharon already created a huge pile of those toys. A lot of complex, which we have said. बहुत कुछ था अंदर. He went in the shop and he looked at the pile of the toy and said, "Wow, thank God you saved my hours." He directly went to Sharon and says, "I want entire pile." देखना भी नहीं because what you chose, it is best for my niece. I want to buy this. And then Sharon replied, "Sorry, Mr. Sunil, but that's not for you. It's for Mr. Chirag." Sunil says, "It really? How much you quoted for this entire pile? 50,000? 55,000. दे दे मेरे को. 5,000 आपको ज़्यादा मिल रहा है भाई साहब. Sharon sold this entire pile to Sunil Amlani. For what cost? I went to Sharon and said, Sharon responded, Mr. Chirag, just half an hour, give me half an hour. I'll take. I said, I am running out of time. I have a very important meeting, client meeting. I told you to just pick it up. He said, I had done this, but I had given to Sunil. As I lost my tempo, I said, how can you do that? Breach of words, breach of contract. I filed the case. I filed the case on him. Guys, tell me, do I get the ownership on those goods? What was selected for me? That's the question number one. And can I get any compensation for that? These are the two important questions. Now, please try to understand. I can gather the claim on the goods only in the case when I own the goods, guys. See this important. No ownership, no claim. Make sense? No ownership, no claim. So here, my first question, what I want to ask, like those goods which had been selected by Sharan, as soon as you select the goods, guys, do I become owner of the goods or not? Yes or no? Particularly, this question is about transfer of ownership in case of what? On a certain goods, guys.
But if you comment like pick which one you want and you'll discard if you don't want.
So that comes to the later on stage. I have those additions also. But so far, what I have explained, please try to understand. No any confirmation was there. But I have another question now. So answer to this question is no. The reason is still the ownership hasn't been transferred. If the ownership hasn't been transferred yet, I don't become owner. I don't become owner. I don't have rights in the goods. Still, the ownership belongs to Sharan, and Sharan can deal with the goods the way he wants. Do you agree with me? मेरे गुड्स है मुझे जिसको देने हो दूंगा भाई आप कौन होते हो बोलने वाले सीधे सी बात है now what if guys now I'm changing the situation now I placed the order to Sharan that I want my 50,000 rupees worth toys. He just picked it up and selected for me. At the evening, my dear student, I went to the shop, but Sharan was not there. None of his employees was there, but still the shop was open to me. I entered into the shop. What I could see that there was a huge pile of the toys. I understood it was for me only. It was for me only. But I was running out of time because I had 100 crores deal to sign with my client. Okay. So what did I do? Like I immediately just took all the toys. Immediately I took all the toys and I just put it in my car and nobody was there. I just took my 50,000 rupees cash bundle and put on the table, leaving a note that Sharon, please find it. I took the toys and take the payment. And I just went off. Like suddenly when Sharon comes and saw What did he see there? That there are 50,000 rupees, somebody put it there, he read the note, but instead of becoming happy, he became angry. He said, this is my premise, how can you come and take these goods without my permission? Guys, he went to police station and filed the case against me under the charge of theft. My question to you guys, the goods what I have taken, was it lawful or not? And like, I have the two things, like, was it theft or it was the proper transfer of ownership? But I paid 50,000 guys. Don't forget that fact.
It's not
It was identified, but it wasn't
sir,
a
it was not
The fact number one is these goods had been selected for me only. मेरे लिए तो goods बनाए थे भाई. Guys, please, that is what I want you to struggle. I want you to become confused. जितने confused होंगे उतने ज़्यादा जानने को मिलेगा. Guys, over here there's a problem, and law must throw the light, isn't it?
So maybe Sharon had some more conditions, and he might have wanted to tell you about the toy, but you were there and you took it, so it wasn't agreed.
Fine. You may have a lot of arguments, but
Then he has paid for it, so it's not theft either.
okay. Let me answer the first question about the theft, guys. If you read Indian Penal Code, definition of theft has been clearly mentioned. If without the consent of the owner, guys. They have not written if you steal the goods. Steal means the theft, na? जानते हो बेटा theft की definition में क्या लिखा है? Even without the consent of the owner, even though you just move the goods, guys. क्या लिखा है? Move the goods. It also comes under the theft definition. Guys, you went to your friend's home. What you found, there was a beautiful Krishna idol, and you are devotee of Lord Krishna. You liked it. You couldn't control. So what did you do? You went to showcase. When your friend went to the kitchen, what did you simply do is like you just opened the showcase. You just took that idol out. But suddenly you found that your friend is coming out of kitchen. Instead of putting in your bag, like what did you do? You put it like under the sofa of your friend only. लेके सोफा के नीचे डाल दे. If he catches you that you are trying to just hide in your bag, obviously you are making theft. So बचने के लिए what did you do? You just put it like under the sofa. Is it a theft?
Yes.
Is it theft?
Yes.
The answer to this question is it's a theft. And this definition doesn't say whether you paid or not. I like your bike, it was just standing on the street like your home. I know how to crack the lock. I like your bike, I said wonderful, wow, this is one of my choice. I broke the lock without your consent and I left 2.5 lakhs on your doorstep stating that utha lena. And I ran away with the bike. I paid 2.5 lakhs, my dear students. My question to you is it theft?
Yes.
Is it theft?
Yes.
Guys, it is theft. Why don't you understand? Ownership is not possible to get transferred until there is mutual consent. You want to buy, I want to sell. It doesn't happen in this way. You go to the shop and say, I like this, I like that, I like that. Let's pack it. Hey, take this money. All this is mine. Have you taken the consent of seller? That sir, I want to buy all this. These all are the price tags. Would you like to sell? And if the seller says yes, you can, then you become owner. Make sense or not?
Yes, sir.
So guys, please try to understand in any kind of transactions, the transfer of ownership is not possible until and only both the parties give the consent. What if I want to sell but you don't want to buy?
Then it's not.
What if you want to buy but I don't want to sell? Guys, it doesn't happen in that way. Mutual consent is compulsory. One, please try to understand here, no matter I have given my consent that I want to buy this, but whether Mr. Sharan has given any consent here, answer is what is he was not there.
Sir,
Guys, if he wanted to give the consent, why did he go to police station to file complaint against me?
but is it his intentions that matter, right? Intentions. Like if he didn't have the intentions, why would he pack it?
Guys, he just selected, but the selection doesn't mean you want to sell. Still some negotiations are pending. Who would know that that pile is exactly worth the 50,000, it may be for the 60, 70 also. How can you assume that this is exactly for 50? So that was the selection for me, but that's what I'm trying to say. Selection alone doesn't mean that ownership has been transferred. That's what the point I want to convey in this class. It's just one of the processes in the procedure of the transferring the ownership, guys. Okay, now I want to ask a question. Please remember, I placed the order to Mr. Sharan, told him that please get ready with the 50,000 rupees worth toys. I went to his shop, he was there. I told him, where are the toys? He pointed me there, that look, that pile is what I have selected. I looked at the pile and said, fine. Okay, it seems okay. Fine, Sharan, I want to take it. Are you fine with that? And if Sharan says, okay, Chirag, take it. Look, as soon as I ask, I'm fine with this. I'm taking. Have I given my consent?
Yes.
And then I ask you, I'm fine with this. Are you fine? Price tag, everything is fine. Are you fine? In fact, if you don't like 50,000, you said, okay, everything is fine, but I'm going to pay 48,000. Fine, now, ये भी हम negotiate करते हैं. And as soon as the Sharan says, okay, Chirag, take it. Guys, both the consents are met. Now you become owner of the goods. So please try to understand. First is the selection. Second, what is in the process of the transferring the ownership in unasserted goods is like consent, or another word what I would like to use is the confirmation from both the parties. As what they have used? Confirmation from both the parties. Now I don't want to apply all those rules that what if the goods are not in deliverable state, blah blah blah. Because as soon as guys on a certain goods are confirmed by both the parties after selection, this becomes nothing but ascertain goods. Are you higher? Ascertain goods are as good as nothing but specific goods. Only difference is specific goods are specified, identified at the time of making the contract, whereas ascertain goods are specified after. Yes or no? So guys, all those rules about what I can say deliverable, non-deliverable, that all as it is you can apply here. But I don't want to go yesterday class, we have done that in detail, I guess. Do you agree with me? We have done in detail class. क्या मेरी बात समझ में आ रही है? पर जो लोगों ने क्लासेस अटेंड नहीं किए थे शायद उनको तकलीफ हो सकती है. So my request is today I'm going to upload that what I can say the session to YouTube. Without fail, try to watch it and then you come. Okay? अब से बेटा आज ये दोनों सेशंस आज का और yesterday का मैं यहाँ पे अपलोड मारूंगा. आपको जो समझ में नहीं आया एक बार देख लेना. If you watch it and then you come to the class, at least you can just have the link between the yesterday's class and today's class. चैनल का नाम एक काम करो, आपको कृतिका में हम फॉरवर्ड कर देंगे. गूगल क्लासरूम में हो ना आप सभी लोग, सारे कम्युनिकेशन जहाँ से व्हाट्सएप में कहीं भी होंगे. विदाउट फेल आई विल टेल हर शिष्टा मैम या कृतिका मैम आपको भेज देंगे, लिंक ही आएगा. ठीक है, मेरा कोई ऐसा चैनल है नहीं. ठीक है.
So in the situation, the last situation where you told that both have agreed upon it as well, so now it is deliverable split, right? Or is there anything?
No, it is already deal, or everything is packed ना. पैक पूरा पॉलिशिंग, शाइनिंग, पैकेजिंग, प्राइसिंग सब तो हो चुका है. तो दे आर इन डिलीवरेबल स्टेज.
For the flip case, if some friend goes to like buy the piece for that, will the piece be acceptable or it will be denied under the solutions?
It is depends on your understanding also, because intention matters. If intention was just to make a prank, that means you don't want to take the advantage out of it. But intention was just like if you don't see that, I'll put in my pocket. Theft. So, वो मैं आपको बाद में बताऊंगा बेटा. इंटेंशन का बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है क्रिमिनोलॉजी. बट आई थिंक क्रिमिनोलॉजी इज नॉट राइट टू फुल टाइम. क्योंकि देखो अगर इफ आई गो टू दैट लेवल ना बच्चा, आप सितंबर वाले हो, टाइम ना आपके पास है ना मेरे पास. क्या मेरी बात समझ में? तो वट एवर टाइम इज गिवन वी विल ट्राई टू यूज as much as possible. Till this everyone is clear, guys? So ultimately there are only two steps. As soon as the selection is made, and to that selection both the parties must have to give the consent. When these two conditions are satisfied, my dear students, I can say that ownership gets transferred. Am I clear? फैन थोड़ा बढ़ा दो, नहीं बढ़ा. Okay. I can understand. थोड़ा मुझे लगता है कि चलो बाद में पढ़ाते हैं. Now please try to understand. मुझे पता है guys, what you people have doubt. All those who have already given the attender. We have read the entire law. ऐसा तो कुछ हमने पढ़ा ही नहीं. ऐसा कुछ हमने नहीं पढ़ा. But आप पढ़ भी नहीं सकते क्योंकि इनके नाम अलग हैं. The names, the terms are different. Selection by the seller is given as the ascertainment in the law. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Ascertainment. And confirmation by both the parties is known as binding. Anyone can tell me? That's called the appropriation. अब करेक्ट हो गए भाई, इतना भी तो डाउट हो ये बुक में मिलेगा आपको. आई एम टेलिंग यू, जस्ट दिस यू विल फाइंड इन बुक्स गाइस. ये आपको नहीं मिलेगा. व्हाई? लुक, दिस टाइम आई चेंज लिटिल बिट डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटजी. आई मेड द सिंप्लीफाइड वर्जन फर्स्ट एंड देन द टेक्निकल बुक्स. डिड यू गेट? अगर आप स्पेसिफाइड लिखेंगे तो मार्क्स मिलेगा लेकिन कम मिलेगा. Appropriation. So guys, this appropriation does not have the meaning what you are taking in normal plain English language. It has the total different meaning. It means the confirmation from both the parties, my dear students. Now here, please try to understand. If you are selecting the goods, suppose, can I consider this as the implied consent from the seller? Because in this example, already Mr. Sharan had selected those 50,000 goods for me. So can I consider that as consent from him? Answer to that question is no. It is not a consent, guys. It is just a selection. So even after selection, consent is needed. I hope I'm clear. It is as good as like this, that suppose you place the order that I want to buy the 50,000 bags of cement. I said okay. So according to the features and the description what you have given, out of my godown, I just selected the goods. But is it possible, my dear students, you may select something else also? I may change my decision also. So guys, selection is not the consent. Selection is not the consent. So mere selection is called the ascertainment. Please try to understand. Now please look, what happens is I kept it aside. Suddenly buyer comes in without my consent, he took all the goods. Without my consent, he took all the goods. Is it lawfully valid or invalid? Invalid. Guys, it is totally invalid. He should have at least shown the courtesy. Mr. Chirag, thank you for selecting the goods, but now I verified, I inspected the goods, and with your due permission, I want to take it out. May I? And if I say, yes, so why not? These are your goods only. As soon as I say and utter these words, guys, ownership gets transferred. So ध्यान रखिए बेटा, a lot of people are making the misconception here that mere selection is the consent from the seller. No. What if guys after coming you are making the drama about the price? करते हैं ना 50,000 थोड़ी होते भाई. Let's take it 40. And I said no sir, it's not 40. So guys, selection is just a selection. Still a lot of formalities are pending. That's called the consent. So after selection, the selection must have to be consented by both the parties. Then it becomes appropriation. Now, several MCQs I want to solve. Many times in CPT they are asking that tell the nature of ascertainment. I have the two options. Is it unilateral or bilateral? Unilateral is the process which is done by only one party. Bilateral is the process where you require at least two parties. Means like two parties. Guys, at the time of selection, seller is sufficient. Do you need any buyer? Buyer की कहाँ ज़रूरत है भाई? Seller can do it on his own. So guys, at the time of ascertainment, you don't need the buyer. You don't need like any other one. Generally, seller makes the ascertainment. Generally, in most of the cases, seller makes the ascertainment for the buyer. So guys, ascertainment is always unilateral act. But what about my dear student, appropriation? Appropriation, it is always bilateral because there are two parties' consent is needed. I hope I'm clear, guys. Okay, just the last thing I want to discuss and the remaining I want to give as a homework are types of appropriation. This is what sometimes they are asking. What do you mean by types of appropriation? So we have the two types, guys. We have the two types. First is expressed appropriation. Second one is the implied appropriation. First is what? Expressed. Second one is what? Implied. Now here the students are confused. कि ये दोनों में क्या फर्क है? Sometimes ICAI is asking you the question that explain the types of contract based on expression. Based on what? Expression. Again guys, we have the two types, express contract and second is what? Implied contract. Okay, let's talk about the express contract and implied contract first. But express contract, expressions, but in what context? The law is asking here.
Like you tell like a driver taxi.
Expressions in the words of, sorry, in the context of the words, not facial expressions, not body expressions. We are talking about what? Words. So guys, if I tell you that explain me the types of express contracts, we have two types. The first is oral contract and second is writing or written contracts. Because in both the ways we are expressing our promises, our consents in in the terms of words, guys. Am I clear? Till the students generally don't have any problem when they get stuck when they come to implied one. Implied one. In the morning session, I think in most of the batches I have already explained that root cause for the contract is promises. Promises is nothing but the offerand. So no offer, no acceptance. No offer, no acceptance is equal to no promises. No promises, no agreement. No agreement, no contract. See this about it. Let's take an example. I want to check कितने लोग इसका आंसर दे पाएंगे. Are you ready? Are you ready? बेटा आपका नाम क्या है? Lakita. Lakita went for the South Indian tour, Madurai, Rameshwaram. Assume she is a very religious person. She went on this religious tour with her entire family by taking train from Bangalore station. While returning, guys, she had a lot of luggage, almost around 7 to 10 bags. Uh, can I take you an example? What's your name, sir? Mr. Okay, Alan. Guys, when Alan saw that train has come, passengers just got down of it. In his red uniform, he goes close to the train. He finds family, a lot of luggage, and without asking anyone, he started taking on all the luggage. दो यहाँ पे रखे, दो यहाँ पे रखे, तीन यहाँ पे रखे. बेटा उसकी ताकत है बहुत. And he started moving. Behind him, entire family is walking. After 1 kilometer, they all stopped at this taxi stand. He just got, like I would say, unlifted all the bags at the taxi stand. After doing like this, he said, "Ma'am, 3,000. 3,000. And then Lakita says, "What 3,000? Ma'am, I lifted this much luggage all the way from 1 kilometer to here. Obviously, you have to remunerate me." Lakita says, "Oh, I thought you were helping me. I thought you were helping me." He said, "No, ma'am, it was not a help. I was performing my professional duty. I'm porter here. I generally do this. I want 3,000. Nikita says, "Sorry, I will not pay 3,000. Why? Do you know what's law of contract? In the law of contract, I'm obliged to pay only if I have the legal obligation. Legal obligation arises only if there's a contract. Contract always comes to picture if there's agreement which is enforceable by law. Agreement comes to the picture when there are two promises acting as consideration for each other. And promise means offer and accepted. Neither I offered nor you offered, neither I accepted nor you accepted. No contract. Go home, sleep." Guys, this is the exactly question asked twice in CA Foundation. Tell me guys, whether Likita is liable to pay any remuneration.
She is
liable to pay.
Counter my argument, offer or acceptance तो था ही नहीं बेटा.
So it's not valid order. The fact he took it and treated it, go against it, means he accepted as well.
When the porter took the bat, it was an implied offer, and because Nagita didn't stop the porter, it's an implied acceptance. So
Why these two are implied offer and implied acceptance? Justify.
because there were no words, no.
सर पोर्टर हॉस्पिटल थोड़ी करता है which is routine and his job. So and if
ऐसा लॉ में लिखा?
no, but like
There was
some
no
of
cause
these
and
things
reason
very
for
fast.
action.
So that's what the regular practice laws are like. People are
The
like.
law doesn't mention something is your regular practice. It doesn't. That means that it offer.
What if offer is made to actions that is also considered?
That's what the word I was searching for. आप अभी समझ नहीं रहे, but आप law में हो. Choosing the like rightful sentences are mandatory. Why we are doing this exercise? I agreed, my dear student, he has to pay, but why? Some of you have said offer and acceptance was there, but how? No even single words. चलो मैं एक आपको बात बताता हूँ, my dear student. Likita didn't say anything. She was in silence. Likita said no words. She was in silence. Guys, जिन्होंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट पढ़ा है, एक पॉइंट बताना चाहता हूँ. Silence is not amount to acceptance. Counter this argument. चलो.
Though she was silent, her actions show that she.
But silence is not amount to acceptance. If acceptance itself is absent here, how can it be a contract?
But from her actions, she really
Pardon?
So there was no objection when he raised the goods and
Again, my dear, no objection doesn't mean it was not silent. She was silent or not?
Yes.
Silent amount to?
not accepted.
Not acceptance means no agreement. No agreement, no contract.
But her actions show that she is fine with the offer, that she accepts it.
But there was no acceptance for not doing also.
Okay. But that thing was not offered.
So then like.
So, but she didn't stop his reasons, right? She went with it. Her actions.
No, I agree your logic, but still you see, you're struggling to just counter my argument. आप समझ नहीं रहे हो बेटा. इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए. आइए बड़े इस चीज़ को क्लियर कर लेते हैं. I know some of you like ये क्या बातें कर रहे हैं बेटा. In Indian Contract Act, sometimes a person is offering something and he didn't respond, and there is a debate. If you're not responding, is it acceptance? In fact, there was a question in CA Foundation. Let me tell you. You wrote a letter that I have a necklace I want to sell to you at 25 lakhs, suppose. Please reply me within 45 days. But if you fail to respond within 45 days, I would consider this as acceptance. And okay, fine, guys, you like received the letter, you read it. In fact, you read that condition also, that if you don't respond within 45 days, it would be tantamount to acceptance. Still, you fail to respond. And then now, guys, that value of the necklace just drastically went down. It's now 5 lakhs. Definitely, nobody would like to buy this. And when the offerer is forcing you to take this, you said, I don't want to accept it. And offerer files case on you. No. I offered, you didn't respond within 45 days. I told you, no response within 45 days is equal to acceptance. That means you accepted impliedly. You have to pay me. Guys, this is the general question. Generally, I would take in the chapter of offer and acceptance, but fine, you made me to discuss here. Really was there contract?
So, there's a rule for offer.
Guys, answer to this question is there was no contract, because in offer and acceptance we have a principle. Silence does not amount to acceptance. So guys, you cannot force me to speak anything. आप मेरी बात समझे? So guys, even though I have not responded, it's not my acceptance. So if offer is not accepted, legal obligations do not arise. The same example I want to carry forward in this quoted example.
So then it was her ground because she would have stopped him, like she didn't stop her.
Well, that I understood.
No, Gester tells that like
But look,
she's okay with it.
the problem is you people all are not following the rhythm of the law of contract. I think in one of the batches today I said, please do not make a mistake considering the law as a theory. भाई ये maths है, एक formula है, उसी के आसपास घूमना है आपको. You know what? आपने जो आंसर दिया है, I accept it. In fact, you will get the marks also. But I'm trying to say that your answer you try to justify according to the formula what I'm quoting in the class. आपके ज्यादातर आंसर यहां से निकल रहा है. मैंने एक चीज आपको बताई. Offer you somebody say offer was there, acceptance there, objection नहीं किया, blah blah blah. सीधी सी बात है. Silence was there or not? Silence is amount to acceptance. if एक्सेप्टेंस है ही नहीं तो फिर कैसे एग्रीमेंट हुआ? आप ये जस्टिफाई नहीं कर पा रहे. आप ये करोगे ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं दिया, हाँ ठीक है एक्सेप्टेड, तो क्या? बिकॉज इफ यू आर फॉलोइंग वन प्रिंसिपल यू आर वायलेटिंग अदर प्रिंसिपल. दैट्स व्हाई द क्लैरिटी इज नीडेड. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग वेयर यू स्टक इन द क्लैरिटी. चलिए अब उसको हिट करते हैं बेटा. आइए दोनों केसेस को नॉर्मलाइज करते हैं. गाइज आई डू अग्री with your argument. Offer and acceptance were there. Now how it worked? Guys, please try to understand. Law says that communication is important. Words do not important. Words, in fact, one of the ways to convey your message. So conveying the communication, that matters in the law. Whether you're using the words or without words, doesn't matter. Yes or no? My dear students will tell me one thing in both the ways, guys, whether communication passed or not. हमको वो टेस्ट करना है as being a judge. Guys, as soon as Mr. Allen just go down to take on all the luggage, did he pass any message to Likita that ma'am, I want to help you with this luggage to just reach to taxi stand, okay, and for that you have to pay me. That was actually message without words. And come on guys, he came in the red uniform. रेड यूनिफॉर्म में पोर्टर आते हैं बेटा, वो लगेज के लिए पैसे लेते हैं. दैट्स द यूनिफॉर्मली एक्सेप्टेड बिजनेस प्रैक्टिस. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सो गाइस, कैन आई से इट वाज द implied offer? बेटा, whenever I use the word implied, you are not uttering a word. Your body language is communicating. Let me complete my explanation. Okay? Now the question comes, but sir, what about the acceptance? Now I agree, guys. Likita had a chance to show the objection. That no, don't try. We have a lot of people here. We will just take care ourselves. There was a chance, but she did not raise objection. That gesture itself communicates one message. And what is that communication? That I have accepted your proposal. Now here some students are debating, but the price to determine. What about the consideration? Law simply says when consideration was intended in the contract but couldn't be fixed in any of the methods, it would always be reasonable price. So whatever price is available in market, you have to pay that. So guys, offer was there, acceptance was there, but not by words, by action. So whenever guys offer and acceptance are conveyed by action, guys, we always say it is implied agreements, it is implied offer, it is implied actions. In fact, I am trying to say, guys, that implied means not by words, but by actions, by conduct is the proper word. But now, how would you counter that argument? But sir, at the end of the day, आपने ये कहा कि लिखिता communicated one message by not raising the objection. I think एक बच्चे ने यहाँ पे ये argument दी थी, शायद आप थे. Agreed. But still she was silent. And mere silence not amount to acceptance. आइए बेटा, ये वो प्रॉब्लम आज इस क्लास में डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ जो मैं अच्छे फैकल्टीज को ट्रैप में डालने के लिए डालता हूँ. ये मेरा यॉर्कर है बेटा. आप सभी ने ये तो एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, mere silence is not amount to. कभी किसी ने ये जानने की कोशिश की कि साइलेंस की डेफिनेशन क्या है? Not speaking.
But he is speaking of actions.
Guys, silence does not mean not speaking. Silence means no communication. Absence of words don't mean you are silent, my dear students. Can't you shout through your actions? Can't you speak through your actions? Answer me one question, guys. So how can you justify this argument that silence means no speaking? And who gave you the right interpreting like this, यार? आप जानते हो बेटा, हम क्यों नहीं समझ पाते? हमारे ही पाप होता है. हम अज्यूम कर लेते कुछ. लॉ में ये गलती नहीं की जाती. लॉ में छोड़ो किसी सब्जेक्ट में नहीं की जाती. I hope I'm clear. Guys, silence never ever mean not speaking anything. If you really want to know its real meaning, it means no communication. Don't convey any message. And let me tell you one principle in the law of contract. When it becomes your duty to speak and you don't speak, guys, you are conveying a solid message that you have accepted it. When you had a duty to raise the objection and you don't raise the objection, if you don't like something, it becomes your duty to show the objection, and if you don't raise the objection, that means you are accepting the situation. Yes or no? So it was conveyed. Look, all of you were right in the perceptions by giving the answer, but I wanted you people to realize why your answers are like this. I hope now all the dots got connected. Am I clear? Before I take your what I can say the routes, let's go to the word implied in depth. Just one more example I want to ask you. Again, guys, in CPT, this was one of the favorite questions of ICAI. Suppose, guys, you're waiting on the bus stop. Suddenly, bus arrives and you just get into that. You didn't take the ticket. Suddenly, the squad means those inspectors who come whether anyone has taken the ticket or not. You are found without ticket, guys, and he imposed the fine of 5,000 rupees on you. I will not ask whether are you liable or not, but you see what kind of argument you have given. You simply say it, I am not liable to buy the ticket. Why? Nobody offered, nobody accepted. No offer, no acceptance, no agreement, no contract. Seriously about it? No contract, no legal obligation. Nobody offered, nobody accepted. I simply just got into the bus. In fact, no conductor is there. He didn't ask me where you want to go. Should I give you the ticket or not? The price of this distance is this much. Would you like to be here or not? Nobody conveyed this message to me. If nobody is asking for the ticket, nobody is offering me, why should I accept it?
So the first topic of that was offer and you getting.
Guys, what do you mean by offer and what do you mean? Okay, fine. Is it a valid contract when you get into the bus and you don't? Kaise?
क्योंकि whenever you get in bus, you know we have to buy a ticket to where.
बेटा ये लॉ में रियली लॉ में ये लैंग्वेज चलती है.
Standing there is the offer.
लॉ में आप ऐसा नहीं लिख सकते भाई. अभी बेटा ठीक है, यू आर लर्निंग. अभी ध्यान रखो, लॉ में आप ऐसा थोड़ी लिख सकते. जब बस में चढ़े टिकट तो लेना पड़ेगा ना भाई. लॉ में ऐसा थोड़ी लिख सकते हो आप. लॉ में लॉफुल रीजन, सब लोग टिकट लेते हैं, हमको भी लेना चाहिए. हमने ले ली, हमारी गलती. हाँ, हमको भरना पड़ेगा. डू यू रियली थिंक दैट ICAI will accept his answer?
So when the bus stopped at the
Okay, I don't want to go much in detail. I want to give that solution, but I'm running out of time. Please try to understand, guys. Answer to this question is, guys, there was a contract. The reason is, guys, as soon as bus stops, it is not offered. For your kind information, ये offer नहीं है. ये offer नहीं है. ये offer नहीं है. Guys, when you get into the bus, that was your offer to the bus transport service. Sir, I am in your bus. I want to go to certain locations. Would you like to allow me? I'm ready to pay the concerned price. And conductor didn't raise objection. That was his acceptance, guys. Now, any of you are thinking, sorry, Raghu, because you had this wonderful point I want to tell. He said when bus stops, it was offer. It was not offer, guys. It was invitation to offer. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, so the invitation to offer kya hai? Some students, I think, might have heard about this, but I think this is not a rightful time to discuss about it. क्योंकि अभी मैं contract पढ़ा ही नहीं रहा हूँ आप लोगों को. I just tried to convey only one word to this class, meaning of the term implied. और एक चीज ध्यान रखिए, silence never ever meant to not speaking. It means not communicating, neither through words, nor through your body language, nor through even your conduct. क्या मेरी बात समझ में आ रही? कुछ बोलना ही नहीं, कुछ बोलना ही नहीं. कैसे भी? क्या डाउट है? हाँ बोलो. ठीक है, आप डिसाइड कर लो. जल्दी थोड़ा सा जल्दी.
Sir, like if the person is not physically able to speak, उसके लिए लॉ अलग होगा या क्या होगा? अरे मैं अभी बोला था
ये अच्छा डाउट है बेटा. एक बंदा, उसके लिए कोई अलग नहीं होता बेटा, ये आपकी ड्यूटी है. आई थिंक आपने कभी मूवीज देखी नहीं है, आपको पता नहीं बेटा. आंखें भी बोल सकती हैं. that I think this is not a rightful time to discuss on that, but please just.
Suppose a reasonable price. For that, you have to have a perfect knowledge about the
No, you
vehicle.
shouldn't have. You shouldn't have.
So for some purpose, the postman is charging me 3,000, but I've accepted it. And the reasonable price would be 300. Then what will happen?
If you have accepted, why? There's a question of reasonable price. Guys, this phone is worth of rupees 30,000. If I want to sell to you, just at 50 lakhs, stating that भाई किसी संत महात्मा ने इसके ऊपर आशीर्वाद डाले हैं. Why you are just talking like this? That consideration not need to be adequated. आप समझो बेटा. Reasonable consideration concept comes to law of contract only if no fixation. जब कुछ आपको बताया ही नहीं गया. What do you mean by reasonable price? Market price. In the same market, how much other people are charging for the same kinds of goods, same kinds of service. ये होता है reasonable price. And if by anyhow the market is so unique like a monopoly, then court at the end decide what's supposed to be the reasonable price by considering a lot of factors. Guys, आपको शायद पता नहीं है. Okay, let me give you the example. My father is suffering from kidney disease, like it's a CKD, called the chronic kidney disease. Like almost around more than 60% of his kidney is not functioning well. Every month, my dear student, my brother was getting the medicines around 10,000, 15,000, something like that. Every month he needs it. I went on there, guys, and suddenly I had one information. I know that Narendra Modi has opened one that generic medicine shops, guys. I went to the shop and I bought the medicines for the entire month. Would you believe, guys? I just paid 1,000. आप ये गैप देख रहे हो बच्चा. आप समझो, अभी आप समझ नहीं रहे. Companies don't sell it on losses. They are just cutting down their margins, my dear student. Who said that you can't sell the goods on overpricings? आपकी मर्जी की बात है. But when comes on the reasonable price, my dear students, that first of all it comes when nothing was decided. If it is decided, ये point आएगा ही. एक अच्छा सा एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ बेटा. ये भी इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट का एक एग्जाम्पल है. You came to me, you told me, Mr. Chiraga, I want to buy that necklace. I said, fine. You asked me the price. I said, just 75 lakhs. Kitna? 75. I sold you. After buying this for the 75 lakhs, you went to some other expert. Expert looked at into that then and said, brother, how much you paid? We said 75 lakhs. And then he said that the market value of this necklace is only 5 lakhs. But how do you feel? Definitely, as if got cheated. Yes or no? You filed the case on me. That's my question. Am I liable?
If the intentions are not right.
So if you cheated him by telling that this is some different diamond or something else, then you're liable.
If you gave it
You wanted this, I quoted price, you took it, khatam.
That's
you
not
told no false statement.
If you either manipulate or hide information, then you're liable.
Was I owner of that necklace?
Yes, sir.
It is my decision at what price I want to sell. अगर आपको चाहिए तो लो. I didn't force you to take this. मैंने आपको फोर्स किया? नहीं. आपको चाहिए था, आपने लिया साहब. अगर मैं इसका 75 लाख की जगह 75 करोड़ भी कोट करूं, मेरी मर्जी है. It's my choice. It's my choice. If you like, you take. If you don't like, I didn't force you to buy. You tell me, what is my fault? What is my fault? It is your expectation. Yes or no? Guys, legally, you can do nothing against me. Did I make any fraud by just falsifying the statements? No. Did I commit anything what couldn't get fulfilled? No. Shh. आपको ये लगेगा, I think my discussion is going out of the track. Please come back, because I always respect your doubts. लेकिन कभी कभार मुझे बोलना पड़ेगा. अभी मत पूछो, क्योंकि अब होता क्या है, एक टॉपिक पढ़ा रहा हूँ, अब एक ऐसा डाउट लेके आ रहा हूँ, अब उस डाउट को सॉल्व करने के लिए मुझे दूसरा टॉपिक पढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Guys, the doubt what you raised and the example what I have given, it is already there in the sales of goods. कभी पढ़ा है KVA tempter? बेटा ये उसी का एग्जाम्पल है. आप समझ रहे हो? Seller is not responsible for the bad selections and the bad choices of the buyer. तूने सिलेक्ट किया, तू भुगत भाई, मेरी क्या गलती है? So guys, overpricing is not a crime in India. I hope you are understanding this.
But in case of implied contract,
Pardon?
but in case
Ha, if it is implied contract, then reasonable. If you say that I supplied, अरे ये मैंने एग्जांपल कर दिया है सेल्स में यार, वो गाड़ी परचेस किया था दो फ्रेंड ने, राम और श्याम वाला एग्जांपल इसी क्लास में किया था, आई थिंक यू वर एब्सेंट एट दैट डे. Did I ever solve this question in sales of goods act like the Ram just sold his BMW to Shyam without mentioning the price? Later on, guys, Ram sold to somebody else. Shyam is demanding his car back. He said, sorry, as we didn't have the price, I thought there's no contract, I sold to somebody else. So guys, over here, there's a question whether Shyam deserves any compensation. Answer kya tha uska? Yes, because as the price was not fixed by any of the methods, now the reasonable price comes to the picture, guys. तो नो क्लैरिटी, हम तो बोला कि मैं 75 लाख लेना चाहता हूँ, तो रिजनेबल कहाँ से आया? गाइस ये नहीं, आप ये देखो, ये यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस मेंटालिटी. इंडिया इज डेमोक्रेसी, बिलीव्स इन कैपिटलिज्म, वी आर नॉट सोशलाइज्ड. So once it is confirmed that the price of this goods is 1.25 crores, I least bothered in the market ये कितने में बिक रहा है. बेटा 5-star होटल में एक चाय के 500 रुपए होते हैं. 500 rupees they are charging for one tea, and then argue it's so expensive. मेरे बाजू वाला तो 15 रुपए में बेच रहा है, तो उधर पीना भाई. Why are you here? Be reasonable. भाई ये 5-star है, यहाँ पर जेब फाड़ने के लिए लोग आते हैं, आप समझ रहे हो? ये कुछ ज्यादा हो रहा है प्लीज. आप जो सोच रहे हो लॉ में ऐसा नहीं होता, बस इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा. आप समझ रहे हो? रिजनेबल तभी आएगा जब क्लैरिटी नहीं है. नो क्लैरिटी, देखो क्लैरिटी है, फॉलो द क्लैरिटी ना. Reasonableness would come to the picture when there's absence of agreement, absence of terms, absence of conditions, absence of clarity. That's all. Okay. So saying my mind to questions adding about now implied appropriation. So I have just the two examples about the implied appropriation. So I think you understood here that words would not be exchanged. Without words there will be confirmations. Without words there will be acceptance. Understand? As a buyer you come to me and say, Mr. Chirag, I want to buy 50,000 liters of edible oil. I said okay. I selected one like a ready-made that well which contains this edible oil, right? Unascertained or ascertained? You just place the order on call. I have selected for you. Now, no conversation. You just send 10 liters each container, so 50,000 divided by 10. You send me how many containers? So buyers send the containers. And without raising any objection, I told my employee to fill those containers. Ownership transfer or not transfer?
No. Transfer.
Ownership transferred or not transferred? See, this is the guys. When you send the container without any confirmation, that means you believe that whatever Mr. Seller fills into, I have to accept it. That assumption we can take. Guys, if you don't clarify anything, you are directly sending the containers. That means whatever selection seller has made, you have already confirmed that. You already confirmed that. And guys, if I am letting my employee to fill the bottles, if I had any objection, I could have told him not to. So guys, allowing my employee to fill the bottles, that's the confirmation from my end. Sending the bottle, that gesture implies your confirmation. Not stopping my employee from filling this. This is my confirmation. Selection got confirmed by both the parties. Appropriation, no matter the goods are not delivered yet, buyer becomes owner. Please try to understand. Later on, buyer cannot make a drama. I didn't confirm. Why did you send me? ऐसा drama नहीं चलता इसमें. ऐसा drama नहीं चलेगा. आपने भेजा मतलब आपकी confirmation. Actually, you are giving a consent impliedly. Sir, whatever you give, I will accept.
So he was telling the trust is like acceptance, right?
Pardon?
Like the buyer. When selling the vehicle is an form of acceptance.
That's another example actually I have. Assume now instead of that this is sugar bags. You didn't send the container, but you sent the trucks. Guys, that gesture that you send the trucks, is nothing but what?
Accept the risk.
And your own driver who's driving the truck, he's loading the sugar bags from my godown to the buyer's truck. I'm looking, but I'm not raising any objection. Tell me, my dear student, that's my confirmation.
Yeah.
So both the people are confirming, guys, that's for the appropriation. I hope it's clear.
फिर वो पेपर है उसको पर्सनल माइनर
माइनर मतलब void, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. मतलब किसको माइनर को पे अच्छा कूली माइनर है या
टाइम कर रहा है वो माइनर है
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मतलब ये जो हुआ है उसको किसको कंसीडर करके किया. अच्छा मान लो वो अलोन है माइनर. बेटा अगर माइनर आपका खून भी कर दे ना तो भी उसको कुछ नहीं किया. लॉ ऑफ टॉड का मतलब समझिए कि टॉड क्या होता है. चलो वो समझिए टॉड. अब लॉ ऑफ टॉड अभी नहीं हम करेंगे, ठीक है. चलिए बच्चा, माइनर के साथ कोई भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो. माइनर में देखो, अभी डोंट मेक मी टू डिस्कस यार दोज सेंसिटिव एंड सस्पेंसफुल थिंग्स गाइस, ठीक है. अगर मैंने अभी डिस्कस किया मेरा मज़ा मर जाएगा पढ़ाने का, ठीक है. इट्स नॉट लाइक यू आर ओनली एंजॉइंग, हमारा भी कुछ होता है चीज़. क्लाइमेक्स ऐसे थोड़ा उधर. ओके लाइट्स नाउ गो टू. Now I'm just discussing one controversial sentence where I have found that most of the students have the doubt over here, and that's about, write down the question if you want, then explain the legal treatment about if the seller has reserved right to dispose the goods in unascertain goods price. Just a second, I'm taking 30 seconds and you just meanwhile think about, have you ever read this word sentence ever in while reading? आपने पढ़ा तो होगा, बट इसका आप आंसर मेरे को बताओ. Okay, guys. Quickly now, I'm solving this problem.
So you got a call, I got two calls.
Oh, leave it. Okay, guys. So now, what does it mean? You try to understand here. First of all, dispose the goods. What do you mean by this? You can discard the goods. You can discard the goods. Discard means you can deal with the goods the way you want. Dispose doesn't mean just only destroy. What if I want to sell to somebody else? I can do. What if I want to put that into the garbage? I can do that. What if I want to just take it back? I can do that. So when I say this word, what is written over here that the person is right to dispose the goods. It means he has the total control over the goods. He has total control over the goods. Now look how ironic it is, like at the one time you are selling the goods to the buyer, but still seller has the total control over the goods. Don't you think it's sounds a bit ironic? आप समझो इस बात को कि ये थोड़ा weird है, not matching. Already seller has sold the goods, but still he has the control. Now this kinds of things happens in what kind of situations? That even after delivering, even after selling, buyer doesn't have complete control. Who has the complete control? Sir, I am controlling the goods. Still, I have the right to dispose the goods the way I want.
So they are part of the rules.
Not a part, but when it happens,
Unpaid seller.
unpaid seller, that's one of the things. But why unpaid seller? I'm telling you one thing. Unpaid seller situation doesn't make this kinds of things, guys. It happens only on one occasion when I have imposed certain conditions. Suppose I have sold the goods to you, and along with that things, like at the time of delivering the goods, I also put a condition. Look, sir, you promised me to pay my money within 7 days. If you didn't pay my money within 7 days, I will take my goods back. These kinds of conditions are common in normal business. Very much common. Pay my money within this much time, otherwise I will take my goods back. Yes or no? I'll take the goods back. So please try to understand, even though the buyer has taken the delivery, he's taking away the goods, still who has the right to dispose the goods, guys? Seller. So guys, he has reserved specifically this right to deal with the goods the way he wants. It means, guys, he has total control, and this control can be established only if there are certain impositions, there are certain conditions. Law just wants to say one thing, guys. If you are putting certain conditions, that means buyer cannot enjoy the total control over the goods the way he wants. Yes or no? So guys, if you are not giving the person the total control over the goods, how can you say he is the owner? How can you say he is the owner? So my dear student, please, wherever the seller has reserved the right, देखो मुझे बच्चे सवाल पूछते हैं क्योंकि सेंटेंस लिखा है, क्या लिखा? If the seller has reserved the rights to dispose the goods, then ownership does not get transferred until those conditions are satisfied. And students are thinking, what conditions, sir? What conditions? So please try to understand, if this is a condition in my contract that pay my money, until you pay my money within the next 7 days, I will have the total control over my goods, I can take my goods back, I can sell to somebody else, blah blah blah. Guys, seller is still the owner of the goods, buyer is not. Buyer has just the possession of the goods, guys, not the full control. I hope I'm clear, guys. So in fact, what I'm trying to say, guys, this is a very sensitive question. In fact, ICAI is asking very little on this. Assume, guys, if I frame the question like this, that you took my goods worth of rupees 50 crores and I reserve my right. Tell me, guys, when I can say that I have reserved the right to dispose the goods? When I put some impositions, and generally those impositions are on payment, generally, but it can be on anything, about usage, about something like that. Generally it is on payment, guys. So payment is not paid. Meantime, while just carrying the goods in transit, the truck driver meets with an accident without his fault and all the goods got destroyed. Tell me who will bear the loss? Who will bear the loss? Owner will bear the loss just because of one condition, guys. Still the ownership didn't get transferred. Seller was the owner and seller will bear the loss. I hope I'm clear, guys. So why the lawmakers had put, I think, below the term of appropriation? Generally, as soon as appropriation completes, that means the confirmation of both the parties complete. Ownership gets? Ownership gets? But guys, after appropriation, if you have reserved the right to dispose the goods, even though there is confirmation by both the parties to take away the goods, ownership does not get transferred. That is what the message the lawmakers wants to convey. यहाँ तक बातें समझ में? It's a very little thing, but I hope now there shouldn't have any problem. Fine. After having learned all these things, I'm moving towards the third part of this chapter, and that is talking about, I would say, the sale under the sale on approval. Sale under, better make it 5 stars. I think more than 5 times this question was there in exam. Sale on approval. Generally, they are asking the question that under the sale on approval kinds of contracts, when does ownership get transferred? Before I go, guys, you have to learn this concept called the sale on approval and all its analytics. Without wasting much time, let's take the case over here. Assume Veda. Assume here Veda. She is very smart girl. Veda. Oh. She's a very smart woman. After being a CA, instead of just going to the corporates, she decides to start her own startup, and she is now running a business of bicycles. Bicycles. I am the supplier of bicycle. Okay. At one day she comes to me and she places the order. Look, I am the wholesaler, she is the retailer. She comes to me and she bought the goods worth of rupees, let's say 4 crores. I know I have the trust and faith in Veda. So I told her that Veda, you are a smart lady, you know, you understand the market, you know your customer, you have the good ability to convince the customer. Veda, I have the old stock of bicycles worth of rupees 5 crores. Anyhow, I could not clear this stock. Still the bicycles are lying in my godown. Have you seen those old pattern bicycles like Hero and Ladybird वाली साइकिल जो आती थी? Old fashioned. आप समझो 1940 में भी अगर साइकिल देखोगे तो वैसी ही आती थी. Oh, simple pedal. I have stock of 5 crores, but it is almost now 1 year I couldn't sell this. Whether if you want to take this, I'm ready to give you this for 3 crores. Huge discount of 3 crores. But Veda, she is very smart. She said, sir, I know the market. You are selling the 5 crore rupees worth goods at 3 crores. But what if after taking this, after paying you off, I couldn't sell? I don't want to take risk. People are demanding the gear-based bicycles, electric bicycles. I'm fine with that. I don't want to go with this risk. Please, sir. Sorry. अगर वेदा स्मार्ट है तो बेटा मैं भी बिजनेसमैन हूँ. अरे हाँ है ना. तो मैंने अपनी एक चाल चली बेटा. What step I exercised? I told her that whether you do one thing, fine. I understood what your concern. If you just treat this as a sale, you have to pay me. Let's make the other deal. You take these goods. Take this. Try to sell. Try to sell. If you couldn't sell, tell me, I will take the goods return. So take these goods, but don't treat this as a sale. I will consider this transaction as a sale only if you approve. So guys, please try to understand over here the possession of the goods are getting transferred. Delivery of the goods are happening, but ownership is not happening. I hope you are understanding. Because ownership will get transferred as soon as it becomes sale. And sale is based on condition of the approval of the buyer. If buyer confirms this as a sale, it is a sale. Until she confirms, no sale. So until she approves, ownership lies with seller. Guys, come on, don't be panicked. Like this is a common example. Everyone has already exercised in your life. Have you ever done this kind of transaction with any shop that give you some goods, but I will keep it only if my mom confirms. Otherwise, I will return this and give my money back. Have you ever made this kind of, like while buying the medicines or something, the mom had said go to the shop and buy this. तो हम एक condition डालते हैं. Then I am taking this to home, but if my mom doesn't like it, I will return this. ऐसा हम बोलते हैं. Or if my brother doesn't like it, if it doesn't fit, I will return this. And seller says, अरे लेके जाओ सर, अगर नहीं होगा तो पैसे वापस दे दूंगा. I'll return the money. That is nothing but what? Sale on approval. Am I clear? Fine.
If to test whether
Do
if to test whether the bicycle will get sold or not, Vita puts it on the market and a couple of bicycles get sold, then the money.
I have the answer for this question. And the question what you're raising, it was already been there in exam. Fine. Okay, my point of concern is like, have you understood what do you mean by, I guess, the sale and approval transactions?
So when is the approval given in the.
So please, why this provision is made by the lawmakers? Assume guys, if I am calling Veda after suppose 3 months, then Veda, what happened to that stock? Have you sold it? Are you managing this? She responded, sir, still I am thinking. Still I am? I said, okay, beta, tell me when you're considering this as a sale. Because if you consider this as a sale, I will demand my payment. I called after more 3 months. That beta, what happened? Have you decided something? Again, she says, I'm still thinking. Do I have whole life? Do I have the whole life for one small response? Yes or no? No. So in this case, don't you think the law makes certain restrictions that if certain restrictions are not complied, ownership must have to get transferred? So let me tell you, my dear student, under this topic, they have provided 3 different circumstances. If guys, this action happens, ownership automatically gets transferred. If this action happens, ownership automatically gets transferred. If this action happens, ownership automatically gets transferred. Now, what are these 3 things, guys? Look, these 3 are the automatic points beyond which the ownership will get transferred. So the first one is, it's called the expressed way of approval. Second one is implied way of approval. And third one is when you keep the goods beyond time, then how the approval will be considered. These 3 rules in the law will be defined. But expressed, I don't want to waste my time because all of you know, either you can confirm the goods in oral or in writing. What if she gets the wonderful response from the customers because you are going back to the old days and the memories, and there is the huge demand? So you confirmed on the phone call that okay, I like the bicycles. So as soon as you confirm to the extent of the stock what you like, goods are assumed as sold. I hope I'm clear. Yes or no? So I deserve to get my payment for that. Writing, oral, it is on you. Implied, I think all of you know now. What do you mean by implied, guys? You don't respond by the words, but you accept the goods with your actions, or more properly word I want to use, by your conduct. In many books they have written the word that buyer has adopted the transaction. That's what the words they have written in fact ICI book also. Buyer has. Now what do you mean by this? Look, if you do something on the goods what's supposed to be done by the owner only, goods are assumed as approved. Goods are assumed as, and as soon as it is assumed as approved, it is sale. Sale means ownership has been transferred. For example, guys, I gave bicycles to Veda and Veda sold to other customer. Let's say out of this 3 crore rupees goods, guys, she has already sold 2 crore rupees goods. So how much still life in her go down? So now one customer said that Veda is doing fantastically fine. Last time she sold around 2 crore rupees worth bicycles to some retailers. As soon as I got this information, I called Veda and said, Veda, I can understand. Out of this 3 crores, please give my 2 crores back. I have heard that you have already resold the bicycles to somebody else. 1 crore you still take time, but those 2 crores, utne to de do. Even in fact, my bank people are demanding the EMIs, but mere ko bhi hafte bharne. And Veda responded, I am still thinking. My question to you guys, should I wait for her confirmation about the approval? So what law says, as soon as the goods are resold to other customers, they are assumed as approved. They are implied as approved. That's why it goes under the implied approval. So in fact, I don't need your express confirmation about they are already there. In fact, without getting any oral or written confirmation, I can file the suit on you to get my payment. And that argument that still I'm thinking I have not approved, that argument is baseless now because through your behavior you already approved. Second, what they are asking in exam sometimes is that, like, instead of reselling, what if you pledge the goods? Pledge, you understand? You secure, you mortgage the goods and you take what? The loan from the bank or some other lender. So like out of this 3 crores, you pledge the entire whole stock of 3 crores with the bank and you took the loan of 2.5 crores. Guys, law again believes that this action implies that you have approved the goods, guys. So these are only 2 examples what are there. In fact, you do anything on the goods, guys. Anything on the goods, what's supposed to be done by the owner of the goods. Implied approval. Make sense? Because this point doesn't require much explanation. काफी easy point है. Time, guys. Time के 2 very ध्यान रखो. Time is what when you keep the goods beyond time, ownership gets transferred. Now there are 2 variants you have to learn, guys. First, if it is mentioned in the agreement, and second is what? If it is not mentioned in the agreement. If I say that take the goods, wait up but respond within 60 days. Don't be delayed beyond 60 days. First, can I say as soon as those 60 days expires, if Veda doesn't return my goods or doesn't confirm anything, after expiring 60 days, she automatically becomes approval of the goods. Approval means the settlement of the goods. Owner of the goods. And she is liable to pay me for money. Most critical situation, what if your agreement is silent about the time, guys, and goods are already given? जब कुछ फिक्स ही नहीं है, तब जाके एक ही वर्ड हमारी हेल्प में आएगा. Then if she gives, guys, the goods beyond reasonable time, after expiry of those reasonable time, ownership gets transferred. But I want to give a small comment here. The term reasonable is very controversial. Why? Generally, it talks about the market practice. But sometimes, what about the markets where the practices are not standardized? It keeps on fluctuating. It keeps on changing, guys. And trust me, it becomes the headache for the judges to judge the decisions. Why? Just one example I'm giving you. I supplied you 3 crore rupees worth bicycles to Veda. Suppose I supplied her. Fire took place and everything got destroyed. I least bothered about her goods. But what about the goods what are lying in her godown belongs to me? My simple question to you guys, can I ask compensation of 3 crores? Now if I go to Veda and say, Veda, where is my 3 crores? Veda would simply smile and say, Chirag, so you forgot. We were not in the sale. We were in what kind of transaction? Sale on approval. I didn't give my approval yet. That means ownership didn't get transferred. Mr. Chirag, you were still the owner. Section 26 applies that if the goods get destroyed without the fault of either of the parties, that owner is liable. Mr. Chirag, I want to remind you that you are still the owner of the goods, bear the loss. Because place don't matter in the contract. Where the goods are lying, uski koi importance nahi hai. Who is the owner? Ye important. Am I clear? But guys, what if Veda has already confirmed and approved the transaction. It is sale. Sale stands for she is the owner. Then, even though all the goods got destroyed, she is liable to pay those 3 crores out of remaining assets. A problem here, how would you determine the ownership? And law says if the time was not mentioned, as soon as the reasonable time expires, ownership gets transferred. Yes or no? Ownership gets transferred. But reasonable time कौन सा है? And now here we would be at dispute. Assume guys the goods got destroyed after 45 days. She says the reasonable time is 50. I said no, it was 40. अब जरा सोचो अगर कोर्ट ने यह कह दिया it was 40 and goods got destroyed at what day? She is liable. But अगर कोर्ट ने कहा reasonable time is 50, that means still the ownership is not passed. I have to pay. But I'm telling you guys, it is still a gray area. Let's put it on the prudence of jurisdiction. Prudence of the judiciary. Am I clear? Okay. So that is all about the TOP, whatever I wanted to know. One more topic is there, and that is talking about that I want to give as a homework, guys, by the way. Sale by non-owner. Sale by non-owner. चलिए उसके लिए मैं एक छोटी सी चीज़ आपको बता देना चाहता हूँ. लिटिल बिट एक्सप्लेनेशन, बाकी सारे पॉइंट्स आपको होमवर्क में करना है. देखो मैंने पहले कहा था कि जो कुछ टॉपिक आप खुद कर पाओगे वो मैं आपको होमवर्क में दे दूंगा. अगेन सपोर्ट के लिए मना नहीं करो. इवन आफ्टर डूइंग होमवर्क इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड गाइस, आप मेरा कैबिन नंबर जानते हैं जहाँ पे सुनील सर बैठते हैं. यू मोस्ट वेलकम, यू कम, यू फाइंड मी एंड वी विल डिस्कस द क्वेरीज. बट क्लास में डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे तो कि टाइम हमारे पास लिमिटेड है. इज इट फाइन विद एवरीवन? ठीक है. जैसे सोगा खत्म होगा हमको इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट उठाना है सीधे सीधे. एक एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं ताकि आप समझ लो. द थिंग्स गोज लाइक दिस. सपोज मिस्टर रजनीकांत a little explanation which will help you to understand something. बस उतना ही try है. थोड़ा करो. Sale by non-owner, we have just the two points to learn. Explanation about the principle and exceptions. Exception मैं क्लास में नहीं करूँगा. वो लिस्ट है, उसकी कुछ कंडीशंस है हर एक्सेप्शन की, आप खुद कर लीजिए. Am I clear? Good. Mr. Rajnikant has a wonderful bike. He loves his bike like a child. And one night, Mr. Ritik enters to his premise धूम मचाने के लिए, right? And after locking the lock off that bike, he literally steals it. So here, Mr. Ritik's status is just like a theft, like thief. Yes or no? Now, Mr. Ritik was riding a bike and suddenly Salman saw it. And he said, "Wow, what a bike! I like it. I want to take this at 5x. Would you like to sell me?" Offer. I want to buy it at 5x. Would you like to sell me? He offered. And Ritik says, "Okay, done. Take it." Salman immediately transferred 5 lakhs in his account, and now bike belongs to Salman. Bike is owned by Salman. At one unfortunate day, Mr. Rajnikant was going in Uber. He looked at the road. Suddenly he found that one fellow is riding the bike, looks like him. He looked at the tires, wow, just like my bike. He looked at the seats, just like my bike. Oh God. The colors, just like my bike. Oh God, number plate. And then he told the Uber wala, "मैं chase कर उसको, मेरी bike लेके जा रहा." And suddenly he chased it. And he made Salman to just get out of the bike. Matter got escalated. Salman ने ये बोला, "भाई, I am the owner of the bike." Rajnikant sir says, "No, I am the owner of the bike. I am the owner of the bike. Look at the document." Salman के document नहीं. रियलिटी ये है कि डॉक्यूमेंट्स आर द डॉक्यूमेंट शोइंग टाइटल है ना, डॉक्यूमेंट ऑफ टाइटल थोड़ी, डॉक्यूमेंट शोइंग टाइटल है. द रियलिटी इज आई हैव पेड 5 lakhs to Ritik and I am the new owner. And he said that, but the bike was stolen from me. He said, this is none of my business. Suddenly matter went to the court. Guys, tell me, who is the owner of bike and why? So guys, whether Salman needs to surrender this bike to Rajinikanth?
Yes.
Does he need to? Does he need to? Sure. Let me tell you, Bacha, Salman is innocent. The reason is he paid 5 lakhs. Okay. I have 2 questions now. Zara gaur se samajhna. I have 2 questions. What if Salman knows about the fact that the bike is stolen? And what if he does not know that bike is stolen? Observe, Jawab Tirshi. I have given the 2 varieties.
So if he knows it's stolen, he'll have to give it back. If he doesn't know it's stolen, he'll still have to get it back, but he'll get compensation. We could be wrong.
If he does not know it is stolen, first of all, he has to return the bike to Rajnikant. Then he has to extract the money back from Ritik.
Yeah.
So in both cases, he has to return it back to Rajnikant. But if he doesn't know it's stolen,
in the worst case, he doesn't need to return the bike as he did not know it was stolen, because it was a good thing for him. And in the second case, if he knew it was stolen, he has to return it.
so first case, he doesn't have to return, he can keep the bike, and since he's already paid amount and he pays. The second case, you have to return the bike and make
So in both the cases, but was it legitimate? Like, did he get
Was it? That's what we are discussing.
No, did he get the RC and those things in the name of?
He is shown, but this all are the documents showing title.
But it would have been the name of Rajnikant, right?
It is, doesn't matter. I have bought the car in my name and I gifted to my daughter. Still in the RC, my name is there. But still she's the owner now.
How like that?
चलो अब समझ में आ रहा है. I accept your answer, but why? Okay guys, answer to this question is, एक काम करो, पहले आंसर नहीं देता, पहले फॉर्मूला समझ लेते हैं. Okay guys, in the law we have one formula. ये फॉर्मूला आप याद कर लेना, इसके ऊपर बहुत कुछ है. No one can transform the better title than he has himself. Principles. Universal principle applies to than he has himself. Okay guys, now please थोड़ा अभी देखिए.
So like what he said, like he gave the car to your daughter, but your daughter wants to sell it to someone. You're the one who's supposed to go there and sign it. Your daughter can't sign that like.
Sign is a formality. If documents are not transferred, still that transfer is the owner.
There is like intentions also. What you're talking about.
Documents are just a formality, just a supportives, not conclusives.
So what is the documents?
Documents are prima facie, but prima facie evidences can be countered with the more conclusive evidences.
So intention would be higher than documents.
In fact, you are taught by this substance over legal form. Reality is more important than legal form. Format is not important. Substance is important. चलो शुरू करें इसका. यहाँ पे एक डिस्कशन हुई छोटी सी कागज के ऊपर, डॉक्यूमेंट्स के ऊपर. कागज क्या है? हकीकत कभी भी कागज से काउंटर नहीं कर सकते. Reality is always substantial over the legal forms or the documents. I don't want to comment on that. Just one thing, you चलो homework देता हूँ. Substance over legal form. How many of you have heard about it? Only one substance over legal form. Accounting का term है बच्चा, accounts में substance over legal form. ठीक है, पूछना accounting faculty. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. हाँ, वो आप जाने. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. No one can transfer the better title. So you see the word better title is very substantial and significant down here. So before I go to touch this example, because it involves a lot of technicality, guys, what do we mean by better title? So please try to understand. We have the two concepts here. The first is the better title, other one is the defective title. Okay, let's try to understand these two concepts first. Guys, you can transfer what you have. Okay, assume seller has sold me the car. Earlier, seller had the better title. He legally transfers the car to me after receiving the payment. Now, I do have the better title. Assume I sold to my friend Mr. Sunil. Now, better title gets transferred from my hands to Sunil sir's hand. Sunil sir has gifted this car to his daughter. Gifted, nothing is taken in return. But guys, gifting is a better mode to transfer the better title. Do you agree? गिफ्ट में आप करते क्या हो? अपनी ओनरशिप किसी को ट्रांसफर करते हो विदाउट कंसिडरेशन, बट ये लीगल एंड वैलिड है. लीगल एंड वैलिड है. सो हियर सुनील सर इज ट्रांसफर टू डॉटर. सो गाइस, आई हैव थ्री मोड्स हियर टू हियर. लीगल टाइटल. बेटा टाइटल का मतलब होता है ओनरशिप. लीगल ओनरशिप, लीगल ओनरशिप, लीगल ओनरशिप, लीगल ओनरशिप. Technical word, better title, better title, better title, better title. Now from the daughter, guys, somebody stole the car. Assume thief is Mr. T here. I ask you the question, what is the status of T here? Defective or better? You procure the car legally or illegally? Illegally. So automatically he has the ownership, but what kind of illegal ownership? Not a legal ownership. Illegal ownership is identified as what? Defective title. I hope I'm clear, guys. अब कहानी में ट्विस्ट देखो बच्चा. यहां तक हर कोई पहुंच सकता है. अब आगे की कहानी सुनो. Thief sold the car to Mr. Salman, who is innocent. Salman sold the car to Amitabh Bachchan for a price. He also innocent. He doesn't know anything. He's considering the entire transaction as good as what? Just like a normal transaction. In example, what if I ask you the question that determining these two people's titles? देखो यहाँ तक तो ठीक है. Defective. अमिताभ बच्चन is the revered actor, महानायक, सदी का महानायक जिसको हम कहते हैं. उसका टाइटल डिफाइन करो. Guys, answer to this question is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan cannot enjoy better title. But why? Guys, this question can be answered with this principle. अब आइए इसको समझते हैं. Story clear? It simply says that no one can transfer the better title than he has himself. What does it mean? If I have 10,000 in my pocket, can I lend you 20,000? Is it possible to lend you 20,000? If I don't have knowledge, can I pass it on to you? So guys, max to max, I can give to you what I have. I cannot give anything better than what I have. Do you agree with me? So no one can transfer anything better than you have yourself. When you yourself has the 5 dresses, how can you give 6 dresses to someone? क्या मेरी बात समझ में आ रही है? तो आपके पास जितना है उतना दे सकते हो या उससे कम दे सकते हो, उससे ज्यादा. Guys, if you have 10,000, you can give max 10,000 or less than 10,000. उससे better नहीं दे सकते आप. The same principle is adopted by the law of transfer of property. तो आपके पास जो टाइटल होगा वही आपको मिलेगा. In fact, I didn't ask you a question. Guys, seller sold me the car. Mr. Chirag is now enjoying what? Why? Because whatever he had, he has transferred me. So it is equal, not better. Please try to understand. Mr. Chirag has transferred to Sunil sir. Again, guys, what I had, he's getting the same because it's a legal transfer. Again, the status is equal. What if Mr. Sunil is giving his car on rent to Mr. Bhavesh Rajan? Again, guys, try to understand over here. Ownership is not transferring, but certain rights are getting transferred. So here, still, guys, title is not defective, but restricted. Are hai na? To the extent of his paying the rental charges, he can use the car according to the contract. Still, it's not illegal, but restricted तो है ही. चलो इसको छोड़ो, थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करेगा. मिस्टर सुनील गिफ्टेड टू डॉटर स्टेटस इज अगेन बेटर टाइटल इक्वल आ गया, बट एज सून एज डॉटर टू थीफ वेंट गाइस, दिस इज लीगल टाइटल हियर. वो इक्वल तो छोड़ो बेटा, एकदम नीचे डाउन में आता है टाइटल, दैट्स कॉल्ड द डिफेक्टिव टाइटल. अरे हाँ ना, when thief's title is defective, law कहता है कि you can transfer what you have, Max. You cannot transfer better than you. So guys, when thief transfers the title to Mr. Salman, automatically his title also becomes what? क्या रीजन है? आप इतना ही दे सकते हो जितना आपके पास है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. So Salman's title becomes defective as soon as Salman gives to Amitabh Bachchan. Unfortunately, his title also becomes what? Defective. And defective title holder always get defeated before the legal title holder, better title holder. And that is why, my dear student, Rajinikanth has better title, Hrithik has defective title. As Hrithik has defective title, Salman has also what? Defective title, and he cannot win against the real person called Rajinikanth, and therefore he must have to surrender. Now I know it's a loss to him, he was innocent, he was not aware about these things. So if he would have acted in good faith, that's what the word you people are using again and again, guys. Guys, you mark my words. आप क्या यूज करते हो? अगर उसने गुड फेथ में एक्सरसाइज किया है, मतलब वो इनोसेंट है, then Mr. Salman can claim the compensation from Hrithik because he is the real culprit in this entire question. I'm clear? So I am accepting your answer, but ये reason आपको पता होना चाहिए. अब आइए बच्चा, गुड फेथ पे कुछ बात है. अच्छा, यहाँ तक सबको क्लियर हो गया? It's a common doubt all the times. एक इतना गुड फेथ एक बार खत्म कर लेते, क्योंकि इसके बाद he has not acted in good faith. अगर guys, if Salman knows about the goods are stolen but still he buys, he's just not accepting the defective title. Guys, he is the participant in the crime. Guys, that is why when you are buying any product from Chor Bazaar, जो हर सिटी में होता है, and if the police comes to your door and says that give that MacBook back, आप कहेंगे but sir I bought it by paying money. Guys, आपको पैसे दे देने, मतलब गुड्स आपको वापस देने होंगे. Am I clear? चलो मैं इस चीज़ को ज़्यादा प्रोलॉन्ग नहीं करूँगा. अगर जनवरी की बैच होती तो कुछ और प्रैक्टिकल बताता इसमें, बट आई थिंक द टाइम इज नॉट परमिटिंग मी. गाइस, लेट मी कंप्लीट क्विकली व्हाट आई एम हियर. एक वर्ड आया यहाँ पे इस पूरे डिस्कशन में. क्या वर्ड आया? What do you mean by good faith? Define the word good faith. Unfortunately, when you read, guys, Indian Contract Act with the Sales of Goods Act, many places the word good faith has been used by the law. But do you know what the irony is? What do you mean by good intention? Define the word good. Define the word good. Something doesn't harm the society. Explain the word harm the society. Define the word negative. आप clear, you jumping from one word to other word. वही चीज है बेटा. मैंने कभी आपको ट्रांसलेशन पूछा ही नहीं है या सिमिलर वर्ड्स नहीं पूछे हमारे. मुझे मीनिंग चाहिए इसका. Define the word bad intentions. Why the problem?
Lack of knowledge.
Define knowledge.
Huh? Breach of trust. Mutual trust. Mutual trust. Again, guys, देखिए. Problem क्या है, guys? When you can say that you know something, when some cases are coming before you, and if you are able to solve that with the confidence कि नहीं यही आंसर आएगा बेटा, तब मैं समझूंगा आपने कुछ पढ़ा है. देखो भाई, ये घमंड नहीं कर रहा, यही हकीकत है. अगर एक केस डाल, चलो अभी डाल के देखते हैं. देखो, उससे पहले मैं आपको एक चीज बताना चाहूंगा. The term goods faith are used at many places in Indian Contract Act and Sales of Goods Act. In fact, while you study the exceptions, भर भर के वहां पे बताया गया. But unfortunately, the Indian Contract Act 1872 does not define about the good faith. It is defined only at one place. In CA Inter, we have one chapter called the General Clauses Act. General Clauses Act 1897. Over there, they have given the definition under section 3, subsection 22. But क्या definition दी है? Good faith means the acts done with honesty. Acts done with what? Even though done negligently. मुझे लगा कि I had a hope, I got the answer, but that created lot of other confusions कि ये क्या मतलब हुआ. Trust me guys, before we come to this platform, हमें बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. आइए बच्चा गुड फेथ को समझते हैं. रियलिटी. Principle number 1. If the person has acted in good faith, he is considered as innocent. Innocent means no punishment or less punishment. Do you agree with me? Both. Either no punishment or less punishment. But you will not be given the full-fledged punishment. इतना ध्यान रखो. So if any culprit wants to get released from the lawful charges, the lawyers are always trying to prove he has acted in good faith. Okay. So general meaning, जब मैं बच्चों को पूछता हूँ कि what do you mean by here good faith? So acts done with the honesty. So guys, most of the times like no intention to cheat anyone, no any bad intentions, no malified intentions. We have a lot of words actually. But problem है कि मतलब क्या होता है इन चीज का. आइए guys, I give you a couple of examples. Let's take guys example number 1, real case guys. Tathya Patel, Ahmedabad, 6 months back guys, incident हुआ था. At almost around, if I'm not wrong, 11 p.m. at night, he was driving his car called Jaguar. He is major. He was running this car at highway. 140 kilometers उसकी speed थी. Highway है. Unfortunately, there was a bridge, and just downside of the bridge, there was a small accident between the dumper stands for the truck and the Thar. Accident हुआ था. Luckily, no one died. It was just the damage. But people got crowded, and almost around 7 constables came there to investigate the matter. And suddenly, guys, that car, as soon as just bent down off the bridge, God knows what happened, guys. At the 140 kilometers per hour speed, he couldn't control the car and it hits the crowd. 9 people died on the spot, including 2 constables. Just imagine the people who went to help, that if there is an injury, we would help. But उनके लिए ही मौत का कारण बन गई है. Tathya Patel got arrested by police and was presented before the court. His father is very rich guy because he is a builder, and उसका नाम Mr. Baid करके है. Mr. Baid argued to the court stating that my client Tathya Patel is not guilty. My lord, it is just mere accident. क्या है? He acted in good faith. Please give him bail. जब उसको रिलीज कर दो. देखो बात ध्यान रखो. Argument. Before I go to the word accident, you have to learn one more word called crime. Crime किसे कहते हैं? Or one more question I want to ask you: how will you prove crime to the court? How anyone proves the crime to the court, guys? Guys, एक बात ध्यान रखो. Law says one thing, that crime can be proved by these two elements. First is Manchuria and second one is the Axria. When these two are there together, it forms the crime. Manchuria means intention to do something wrong. Axria means that action, what you plan to do wrong. When these two are together, this is called crime and you will get the punishment according to Indian Penal Code. Guys, ये दो words नहीं हैं. If you go to library, you will find more than 50,000 pages on these two words, guys. Since last 300 years, guys, Britishers and Indians are chasing. In fact, if you want to be a good criminal lawyer, guys, ये दो शब्द समझना very important है. सब कुछ इसी के ऊपर है. Please try to understand the law believes these two should be at the same time, at the same place. Assume I have a rage with my neighbor, I want to kill him. I have intention to kill him. Have I committed any crime? Just I thought, I didn't act. At one day I was driving my car and suddenly I saw that somebody got hit by my car. When I came out of the car, when I saw the face, I couldn't decide should I be happy or should I be sad because he was the same neighbor. अब नियति कौन है मैं नहीं जानता, लेकिन एक बात ध्यान रखिए. Police came, arrested me. In fact, the neighbor testified that I wanted to kill this guy at one day. Guys, will I go to jail under the charges under section 302 murder? क्या ये murder है? Guys, ध्यान रखो. I had intention. So when I had intention, I didn't act, and when the action committed, I didn't have intention. It is not a crime of murder. It is just a simple accident. मुझे कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मेरे को बेल मिलेगी, मैं निकल जाऊंगा. दोनों एक साथ होने चाहिए. If I'm driving a car and suddenly that neighbor is just passing on a bike, a jam उसकी गाड़ी ठोक दी and he died, guys, then this is called a crime. चलो छोटी सी बात समझते हैं अभी. So what is needed, guys, to prove the crime? Two elements. First is what? Intention. दूसरा क्या है? Action. In this car accident, the lawyer of Tathya Patel is trying to prove that, sir, it was just mere accident. Nothing was done intentionally. So please spare my client. He has acted in good faith. देखो उसने क्या argument की मेरे को नहीं बोलना. But that line what he used in the court, he acted in good faith, my lord. He was honest. Means like he didn't have any bad intention. Come on, guys. All the 7 people or 9 people who died on the spot, what kinds of rage that Tathya had with them. In fact, many of them is meeting for the first time, but after the death, of course. उसको पता भी नहीं कि कौन मरे भाई, कोई intention नहीं था. So whatever he did, it was just in good faith, my lord. And good faith means innocence. Innocence means no punishment. Please allow him to go home. Guys, that's not my question to the entire class. Has he acted in good faith? Decide. मैंने आपका एक आर्गुमेंट इसमें कवर कर लिया. He didn't have any bad intention. I want to tell उसका कोई bad intention नहीं था. Bad intention तो तब होगा ना जब आप मिलते हो किसी को. ना मिले ना बातें की, कोई दुश्मनी नहीं है. प्लीज डोंट गिव मी आर्ग्यूमेंट्स में पिछले जन्म का कुछ रहा होगा. भाई ऐसे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स कोर्ट में तो नहीं चलते. समझ रहे हो बात को? एक और एग्जांपल लेते हैं, शायद वो ज्यादा समझाएगा आपको. मेरे पास 3 एग्जांपल्स हैं, 3 केस है. Second example is like this, that I am the, let's say, lumberjack. Who is the lumberjack? I think everyone knows, like it's a wooden cutter. So at one day, guys, I went to cut the woods in forest, and what I could see that some children are playing close to forest. Before I started hitting the woods, I went to them and said, "Hey, bachcha log, kya kar rahe ho yaar? Don't play here. Clear the space. I'm cutting what? Wood may fall down, the trees may fall down, and you may get injured. Go to home. Chalo bahar jao abhi. Don't show your face for the next 2 hours." And I was starting about like doing my job, and suddenly अगर मैंने पीछे देखा, again they gathered and started playing. बच्चे whatever. Look at, guys, I want to just convey one thing. I instructed the children, don't play here. जब बोला तो भाग गए, लेकिन वापस gather हो गए. And then I thought, छोड़ना है बच्चा. I started cutting the woods, guys. Unfortunately, that metal part of the X, and eventually it got separated from my wooden handle, rotated and hits one of the child, and he died on the spot. बेटा आप कानून की क्लास में बैठे हो, मैं आपके फेसेस रीड कर सकता, ये करने से कुछ नहीं होगा, हकीकत नहीं बदलने वाली इससे। चलो सीधा पॉइंट पे आते बच्चा।
Sir, does negligence come in?
Police came, arrested me, I hired the lawyer, and lawyer said my client is innocent because he acted in good way. In fact, my lord, I want to say that my client tried to make the space clear, instructing the children, don't play here, it's harmful. But still they didn't obey, and still it's just accident, my lord. Please don't punish. मैं आपको बता देना चाहता हूँ guys, if I have not acted in good faith, I would get the punishment. But if I have acted in good faith then, तो punishment नहीं मिलेगी। बेटा बताओ good faith क्या होता है? Third question. ये question नहीं बेटा, दुख है। बड़ौदा का केस है, अभी रिसेंटली हुआ था, आई थिंक 3 महीने भी नहीं हुआ, 3 या 4 महीने की बात है। School arranged the picnic for primary school students, pupils. There is a small lake.
I don't know what.
होता है यार, टेक्नोलॉजी। नहीं अभी पता चलेगा। That's also my question. This action was in good faith or not? Biased people, I would say. Just to see the process of logic. Okay, fine. So guys, what happened that the school sent those almost around more than 60 students to the trip, just like a picnic, the one-day picnic. And there was a small lake, so teachers were there, and they sat almost around 40 to 45 kids on a boat. When the boat went in the middle of the lake, suddenly, due to some reasons, guys, technical problem or imbalance, what happened, it got flipped. And totally it was upside down now. The kids were down. Out of those all kids, guys, more than 30 kids died on the spot. How many of you have heard about this incident? अब न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पढ़ते, हाँ लेकिन गुजरात का क्यों पढ़ोगे आप? Go to Google and try to search, guys. Around I think 25, 30, I don't remember exactly the number. Baroda का case. Now the point of concern is like, obviously police came and they targeted the two authorities. The first is the boat service owners, they got arrested on the spot, and the other guy is the administrators of the school management. स्कूल वाले तो भाग गए, आप नहीं मानोगे। क्वेश्चन ये नहीं है, मेरा क्वेश्चन समझो आप। While presenting the case, guys, both of them are pleading that they acted in good faith, guys. Have they acted in good faith? Decide.
So, like, what was the board limit? And what
Board limit was 55.
was the concern?
Only 45 were filled in that.
Was there a concern from the parents?
Concern, always it's a concern, guys. So try to understand.
In that case, then they both acted.
Guys, when you touch the water, you always must know about it. Or could be confused. कुछ भी हो सकता है। I am a child, I don't want to stretch a lot, guys. Let's learn the real essence of the good faith word. जितना इजी दिखता है ना उतना है नहीं बच्चा। अच्छे जजों की हालत पतली हो जाती है इसको जज करने में। बात करते हैं बच्चा गुड फेथ क्या वर्ड है। Law simply says it should have been done with honesty. Means no simplified version, if I want to give, no bad intentions, no malified intentions, no an intention to cheat anyone, not to cause any harm to anyone. कोई intention नहीं है। But it does not mean that you should be careless. Negligence is accepted, carelessness is not accepted. Guys, what do you mean by carelessness? What do you mean by carelessness? Guys, those 28 kids died in that lake. Don't you have shame on you? Guys, they are kids. You know how dangerous it is. Why didn't you arrange for the life jackets? Wasn't it your duty, my dear student? Come on, tell me. Since last 20 years you are running the business. What kind of stupid arguments you are quoting in the court stating that अरे I am running the business since last 20 years अभी तक कुछ नहीं हुआ अबे कुछ नहीं हुआ मतलब कभी होगा भी नहीं ऐसा क्या guys you are putting 20 those 35 kids life into risk and out of them 28 died समझ में आ रहा है इसका मतलब क्या होता है and you are saying my client was good faith he has literally shown carelessness मुझे एक बात बताओ he didn't have how can you say he didn't have malafide intention? Guys, when you're putting the life of 35 kids into danger by showing your carelessness and you're simply saying, मेरा कोई बद इरादा नहीं था. I didn't have any bad intention. Seriously. Seriously. Guys, law believes एक principle याद रखो. If any acts are done without any intentions but carelessly, it is tantamount to crime. समझ में आई मेरी बात? बेटा आपने crime create किया है because you didn't perform some of the duties. Some of the duties. So let me tell you, you had bad intention. Why? You wanted to save few bucks and you put the life of these 35 kids on the risk, guys. Now let's come to Tathya Patel case now. Guys, I do agree. By mistake, if I hit someone and he dies on the spot, it's not my mistake. And in good faith, I can definitely win the case. Yes or no? But guys, who drives car at 145 kilometers per hour? As soon as you just accelerate your car at 145, you are intentionally putting the life of other people who are there on the highway in danger, guys. Pardon? He's arrested, he's still in the jail, bro. Shh. Are you getting me what I'm saying? Guys, जब आप 120 का देखो उस गधे की oh God, sorry, record हो रहा है. Sorry, बड़ा थोड़ा emotional flow में निकल जाता है अभी. क्या बोले? Guys, he's making Insta video at 140 is dancing. उसकी कोई गर्लफ्रेंड की फोटो ले रही है उसका मैं क्या यार? Seriously. Suddenly somebody, you see guys, I drove recently guys, I Bangalore to Ahmedabad गाड़ी लेके गया हूँ. Ahmedabad to मध्य प्रदेश, आंध्रा, तेलंगाना होके फिर Bangalore आया हूँ मैं. Just in last 15 days, I drove for more than 4,000 kilometers. बेटा मैंने मेरी गाड़ी का कांटा 95 से आगे नहीं जाने दिया. I know my responsibility. I know my constraints. More than 115 guys, it's very difficult to control the car. Yes or no? I don't care about my life, but don't you think guys, my little carelessness may put somebody else's life into danger? Yes or no? How can you say you have acted in good faith, guys? You have not acted in good faith. Intentionally, purposefully, you put somebody else's life in danger. Law will not spare you. Law should not spare you. Now let's talk about, my dear students, the responsibility of the school administration in those kids' example. Have they acted in good faith? When you know that these many kids are going for the lake where there's a watery area, why didn't you instruct your teachers? Be careful, man. Don't let any kids to just embark on the ship until and unless they have wore what? Life jacket, guys. इतना instruction नहीं दे सकते अपने teachers को आप लोग. School is equally responsible. अगर मेरे जैसा lawyer होता बड़ा धज्जिया उड़ा देता कोर्ट में. हूँ नहीं मैं, वो अलग बात है. हंसने की बात नहीं बेटा. अपना बच्चा होता तो दुख लगता. अभी फ्लो निकल रहा है थोड़ा. School is equally responsible. When guys this act will be considered in good faith? All of them had the life jacket, suppose. Unfortunately, due to some technical error, my boat was properly serviced. If I have not maintained the service since last 10 years, have I acted in good faith? Have I acted in good faith? Guys, if I'm giving you the car and the bike and since last 5 years I didn't maintain the service and I'm charging 1,000 rupees per day giving the bike, and you meet with an accident due to brake failure, can I plead like say I acted in good faith? Don't you think, guys? I know that. What do you mean by not servicing the bike for the last 5 years? Have I shown the carelessness? Have I intentionally put your life into danger? I can't plead good faith, my dear student. I was not honest. I was not honest with them. So service की थी boat को, 35 people are there on the boat. Suddenly it got flipped due to some things because kids क्या इधर उधर हो जाते हैं. 34 kids got alive and one kids couldn't get alive because उसकी जो boat का जो edge है वो सीधा उसके माथे पे hit हुआ, उधर वो मर गया. बेटा यहाँ पे किसी की कोई गलती नहीं because they shown everything, all the proper care what a normal human should have. So this is called the example of good faith and this is called the just accident. Nobody will be punished. जैकेट आ गई, सर्विस था, लेकिन कुछ ऐसा हो गया जो just like a Titanic, it was not carelessness. So that was in good faith. जो हिटिंग हुई वो, but not arranging proper boats for the life saving, not in good faith again. तो बेटा समझो. Third example, what about that lumberjack who killed the kid?
He was in good.
Guys, the arguments what was presented before the court, my lord, before cutting down the woods, my client instructed the kids, clear the passage. And then he started. So my lord, it is just the accident. He acted in good faith. मुझे एक बात बताओ बेटा. If let's say you all, sorry, I don't have intentions, but assume you all are staying in slum area, on the land which is owned by me. I came to you. I instructed 10 times. Please vacate this space. I want to construct here the mall. But आप मेरी सुन नहीं रहे. I give you final warning. After 5 days, in order to clear this, make this soil soften, I am going to add certain explosives here and I want to explode this entire land to make the soil soft. You have 5 days. Please clear the passage, otherwise I wouldn't be responsible for any unhappenings. I gave the final instruction. I went. After 5 days, all these engineers come and say, what do you think? Why should we explode the mine? I said, do it. I say, do it. And my people exploded. 20 people died, guys. And my client, my lawyer said that my client is not guilty. Why not guilty? He acted in? Before exploding that place, he instructed the people to vacate it. Sir, वो नहीं माने इसमें मेरे client की क्या गलती है? Guys, you tell me, what is your duty? Is it your duty just to give instruction or to ensure that nobody is there? So guys, just as good as this example, it was the duty of the lumberjack to start the action only after getting the confirmation that nobody is there. Yeah, accidentally if you don't know, because some, let's say, the children are playing beside the bushes where your vision was not clear, then you have acted in good faith. क्योंकि आपको पता ही नहीं चला, but you can see that people are playing, it can harm them, still you have started cutting the woods, guys. How can you say you are honest? You are careless. And carelessness is not the valid argument and excuse to plead for the good faith, guys. The good faith जो word है ना, क्या समझे मेरे इस आधे घंटे के लेक्चर से आप लोग? क्या समझे आप लोग? The word good faith comes up with duties, guys. ये समझो आप. So as soon as you are not performing certain duties what you are supposed to have, you have not acted in good faith. I hope I'm clear. ठीक है? तो सिर्फ अच्छी भावना, good intention कहने से कुछ नहीं होता भाई साहब. उसको follow और perform करना होता है. हाँ सर, अब आप you acted in good faith but still
The accident happened.
You are innocent, court cannot punish you. Yeah, but you have to present the inquiries, like your face.
That would be injustice for the people.
No, it's not injustice. It's as good as like a natural thing. एक मुझे बात बताओ. I am driving at 80 kilometers per hour speed on the highway. Allowed or not allowed? Legal or illegal? And guys, you want to overtake me from the wrong side and suddenly you fell down and you died. मेरी गलती क्या है?
So not that case, in the first case, where the accident already happened, and the person was not acting in good faith, but he acted in good faith this time.
Who acted in good faith?
So the first
Driver. But I'm telling you what. You tell me, law of this country does not allow you to ride beyond 120. बेटा मैं हैदराबाद से 8 लेन में कार लेके आया था. उधर बोर्ड आता है 120 ब्लैक सर्कल एंड देन रेड सर्कल। बेटा उसका मतलब क्या होता है 120 का? Your maximum speed should not cross 120. Still you are riding 140. Are you performing your duties? Are you performing your duties? No. Only one vehicle in this entire country is allowed to cross 151, ambulance. And during that speed, if it kills maximum 3 people, allowed है। कोई
जो बताने जा रहे वही मार रहे हैं।
रास्ता नहीं है यार, आप समझो, पर्पसफुल थोड़ी है। अगर उनको बचाने का ये पड़ेगा पर्पस, अरे पागल, एक्सीडेंटली अगर मर जाते हैं तो इनफैक्ट एम्बुलेंस इज अलाउड टू गो टू रॉन्ग साइड ऑल्सो। आप नहीं उनको रोक सकते। एक ही व्हीकल को वो लिमिट लागू नहीं होती पूरे भारत में, वो सिर्फ एम्बुलेंस है। तो अगर वो 140 पे किसी को मार दे, वी आर स्टिल एक्टेड इन गुड फेथ, प्रोवाइडेड कोई पर्सनल इंटेंशन नहीं था। तो ऐसा मत पूछो मार दो, मारना नहीं है, मर गया अनइंटेंशनली, जानबूझ के मार दिया। अच्छा मेरा नेबर कल दूध नहीं दे रहा, ठक, ऐसा थोड़ी होता। आपकी मर्जी भाई, वो समझाना मेरा काम नहीं है, वो समझाना मेरा काम नहीं है बच्चा। मुझे जो समझाना था वो मैंने समझा दिया। गुड फेथ शब्द आप जितना लिबरल मानते हो उतना नहीं है भाई। गुड फेथ मीन्स you would be considered as acted in good faith only if you have performed all of your duties what you're supposed to have. I hope I'm clear. अगर आपने ड्यूटी फॉलो नहीं की तो ये आपकी गलती है, समझ में आई बात? और मरोगे उसमें। कहने से थोड़ी हो जाता है कि आई हैड गुड इंटेंशन। प्रूव करो भाई साहब। और प्रूव करने का मतलब क्या हुआ? यू हैव टू प्रूव यू didn't show any carelessness and you performed almost all of your duties what's supposed to be done according to the law guys, तब जाके छूट पाओगे, वरना नहीं छूटोगे। ब्रेक लेंगे थोड़ा सा, मुझे भी चाहिए। थैंक यू।